Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted. What the fuck, man?
Which part of the dress code do you understand?
So I'm like not getting my girlfriend's Snapchats. Are you working on something?
Easy low butter. What the fuck does that mean?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 27 of the Topless Robot podcast. My name is Ryan.
Some call me Brooks.
I forgot my name. Oh, yeah, Tyler.
And I'm dead inside.
And we are
And
joined
outside.
with a special disembodied voice. Who are you, disembodied voice?
Hi.
Who
I'm
said
Mel.
Voices from the great beyond.
The doctor said I wouldn't hear anything with these pills.
So we are joined with a first ever remote guest of Mel from Animated Opinions. And I figured we may as well just start with the announcement that Animated Opinions is coming over to the Topless Robot Podcast Network, which is apparently a thing now.
That's just like your opinion, man.
That's my animated opinion, man. So Mel, why don't you
Yes.
tell us a little bit about Animated Opinions?
Animated Opinions, we're leaving the prestigious podcast network of self-publishing to come to a podcast network that has more than no podcasts on it. Go us. We are a podcast that reviews and talks about the production behind pretty much unilaterally terrible animated movies.
Like Food Fight.
Yeah.
That one's fun.
We're saving Food Fight. That's like a season 3 episode. We didn't want to make it right in the first bunch.
That has to be a very special episode.
You gotta have that.
Absolutely.
You gotta keep that carrot on the end of the stick there. Like, get people.
Well, someday we're gonna review Food Fight.
Yeah.
One of these
you
episodes
blo-
soon. Just watch out for it.
The old
If you
bait
blow
and
your
switch.
load on Food Fight, people won't come back to listen. That's
you're
the
right.
first one.
You are absolutely right.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Video Brincoto, that episode,
That was
like
pretty bad.
that really scarred me.
See, but that's the thing. Those are people that were earnestly trying to make something.
Were they, though?
I think so. They're just really bad.
They were earnestly trying to make a buck.
The
They
thing
were
that-
earnestly trying
Yeah.
to rip off
the
existing
thing,
property.
but the thing that makes Food Fight so exceptionally terrible, gross, is the fact that it's had so much ad revenue and so many companies with billions of dollars, millions of dollars behind them that like, there was no reason for it to be that bad. That it could be that bad is so terrible because it died and then was resurrected just to be released as the shit show that it was. that is American like corporate companies fucking things up even worse than they already do.
But aren't they from like Brazil?
no,
no,
talking
Video
about Food
Brincoto
Fight.
is from Brazil. Food Fight.
Food Fight is so
yeah.
especially terrible for those reasons.
Oh no! Yet somebody stole the movie we actually made, so we have to make it again. Oh man!
They lost the hard drives. They were stolen. It's fine.
Stolen by corporate America, and it's greed.
They were contractually obligated to finish Food Fight with the old 2002 Charlie Sheen audio.
Now here's our raisin-eating detective dog.
Oh man. Well, I look forward to that episode.
Are you guys gonna piss everyone off and talk shit about Homestar Runner?
No.
Why would you talk shit
Why
about
would you
Homestar
insist
Runner?
that?
Because I'm evil.
God.
Did you know apparently Homestar Runner made the website for Mellow Mushroom?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's
What?
great.
Yeah.
Mellow.
I learned about this on a recent episode of the
Wait.
Rooster Teeth podcast. Apparently, like, because they never ran ads or anything like that, they like made commercials for people and they made the website for Mellow Mushroom.
How did Homestar Runner make the website for Mellow Mushroom without hands?
He bashed his face against the keyboard over and over and over.
You know, it's like the infinite number of chimps with typewriters producing.
I hate that this is
Shakespeare.
exactly what I was literally going to say. I spent too much time with you fuckers.
It's an infinite number of Homestar Runners bashing their heads on a keyboard. one of the creations is the Mellow Mushroom menu. Another one is like the scripts to Full House.
2 masterpieces in one? What?
Wow.
The entire Food Fight movie.
You know the one episode where Aunt Becky goes to jail for cheating her kids into college.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah. On that topic, she is not coming back to Fuller House.
Good.
Fuller House will not have
They're
her
all
back
full
because
up,
of it. Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Wait, they already filmed the final season of Fuller House, which is going to air. Are they just going to cut her out of it?
Did they
entirely?
seriously?
They're going
Because
to
I
digitally edit her out and replace her with Uncle Joey.
I've read that Lori Loughlin
There's just
was
going to be a
not.
shadowy.
No. They're just going to replace her with CGI like Uncle Joey with that puppet.
Oh, that would be good.
Oh no!
I just love how this whole scandal has revealed to us the truth that nobody saw coming, that the American collegiate system is corrupt and motivated by money.
Yeah, right.
Wow!
No way.
I was surprised by this news. People were so shocked. I just thought that was how it worked.
Rich people have been buying their incompetent children into schools for years. Have you heard of Ivy League schools?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
So, according to AV Club, defying the very mandate of the house in which they live, which must, by law, draw in even more friends, family members, and half-remembered classic sitcom characters until it is not just Fuller, but Fullest. The producers of Netflix's Fuller House had confirmed that frequent guest star Lori Loughlin will not be appearing on the show's upcoming final season.
That was an epic introduction.
Yeah, right?
That was very well done.
The house is no longer full.
Yeah.
So apparently, I guess her parts were small enough to cut if it was already filmed, and she's out of the house.
I wonder if they're gonna have a special episode where Danny Tanner comes and sits the kids down and talks to them about how cheating is wrong.
Oh, please.
Did you know he's hosting America's Funniest Home Videos, except it's adult themed
Yes,
What?
I was going to bring this up too.
No.
Yeah,
now? It's so bad.
it's so terrible. It's so terrible. Oh my god, it's on Hulu. It's the worst. The first episode's like 45 minutes long. It's
That show
so
was
bad.
that show was
it was
always
45
terrible.
minutes?
Yeah, it was 45 minutes. I was like,
I
I'll
walked
give
away
this a
after
shot.
5.
It was so bad.
Is it bad like bad bad or bad as in I cannot stop watching
It's
bad?
bad
Or like
as in,
bad like Michael Jackson.
it's bad as in we've moved
We're not
past.
talking about him.
Oh,
We've-
yeah. Sorry.
We've moved past. Like the internet has become America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, we don't need that show anymore. The advent of YouTube made it obsolete.
Yeah.
Which is why I still
just
don't
like we
understand.
don't need any more ridiculousness on
Yeah,
MTV
ridiculousness
anymore.
is still super popular. And the Chive Network and all this shit.
I don't know what ridiculousness is.
It's a show.
Okay.
It's like Tosh.0. They're all like Tosh.0
Oh, which is like the soup.
on the internet.
I don't get where like it's for old people that don't know how YouTube works. It has to be at
Yeah.
this point. Just it's
It's for moms to still want to feel relevant to their children.
So
Aw.
Bob Saget is back doing his stupid little voices that sound like this, narrating babies eating shit out of diapers and people, being naked, and it's supposed to be an R-rated version of America's Funniest Home Videos, but it's all blurred and censored and shit
So
like
it's
that.
PG-13.
Yeah.
Lame.
Yeah.
That show was already terrible.
Yep.
Didn't need the help.
I used to watch it because I didn't have internet in my room, so...
I used to watch it because the internet didn't exist.
You know... Did you watch that after the dinosaur school bus got you out?
now I want to know what a dinosaur school bus is.
Be careful, Brooks. I think you
Are
might
we-
be closer to Ryan's age than you are to mine.
Yes, but there's still a great gulf fixed between us.
A dinosaur school bus is just like a normal school bus. It's just every once in a while at every stop, the hood on the bus opens and a dinosaur shrugs and looks at the camera and goes, it's a living.
And occasionally when you're in school, there's an ad for Winston cigarettes.
Tastes good like cigarettes.
I have watched way too many commercials, Kevin.
yes, you have.
So, I watched I don't even know when this dropped on Netflix because I very rarely look through my Netflix queue. But I binged Love, Death, and Robots yesterday.
How is it? I've seen that on there, and
It is fucking rad. So,
You would know he thought it was rad if you were on the Topless Robot Discord.
yes. I told everyone that they needed.
I haven't logged
My
into
phone
the
broke.
Discord since
I have
like
no
3
way
weeks
of-
after we got
Discord is not a mobile only thing.
I know, but I don't go on my computer when I'm not working.
So it's basically like the way that it's presented is very Black Mirror-esque.
Okay.
In that minimal title kind of thing, and it's very minimalist. Near as I can tell, it's different people behind each episode, so it's different animation styles and things like that. They're all shorts. They're like 15 to 20 minutes long. And it's like what the Animatrix was to the Matrix, this is like to Black Mirror, but with zero affiliation.
Okay.
and robots, right?
Yes.
I'm in.
But
I
robots
like
not
robots
in
quite a
every
bit.
episode, but you know. I mean, love, death, and
Fuck that
robots
shit,
is kind
man.
of like a
so there's
multiple
some
choice.
episodes with
All
love,
robots
some with
all the
death,
time.
and others with robots. And
Well,
then
some will have
all of
one,
the,
some will
all
have
of the
two,
above.
some will have all, yeah.
Love and Death with robots, not Love, Death, and robots. Come on.
Wait, is it love, death, and robots?
Now, do they use the Oxford
They
comma?
don't use the Oxford. They wait.
Oh,
I don't. Yeah, they don't have a comma in the title proper.
Those shameless
Oh.
grammar hussies.
Wow. I don't think I can watch this.
It's love, death, and robots.
Strumpets of the English language.
Don't think I can watch this. Grammatically incorrect title. Mm-mm.
So
those wild and loose linguists.
the animation styles range from 2D animation to like
4D animation.
full 3D, like hyper realistic. And when I say hyper realistic, I mean fully on the other side of the uncanny valley.
Photo read.
I'm sorry, I only watch 6th-dimensional animations.
Anything
you
else?
gotta smell and taste them.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I have to transcend to a new plane of existence just to experience them.
So what you're telling me is you eat a bunch of shrooms and watch Looney Tunes.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand
I
any
have
of
not
your
done that
show
yet.
references on the podcast because I watch better programming than you in the astral plane.
This explains
We'll have you
so
on,
much.
and you can experience something terrible in the astral plane, and you'll let us
Dan
know.
Hall and the asshole plane.
Advance warning, it's just going to be me foaming at the mouth and shaking in a chair for a couple hours.
Radical.
God, that would be amazing if it like. So
you and your podcast partner will just be talking. What do you think, Dan?
All right, so next week, Dan, we'll get you a Barca Lounger and some Alka-Seltzer tablets.
considering Em and Mel are, and correct me if I'm wrong, but oftentimes fairly trashed when taking notes on watching these movies.
The way to be.
Then you have the hallucinogen side of that tale.
We should just have a podcast where we all take a different type of stimulant of some sort. Like, we got
I
mushrooms.
want to
I'll be
clarify.
Nose goes on coke. I don't want to do that.
yes. Nose goes down, coke.
Go-
Right.
Yes, clarification.
I want to clarify. We were only trashed for Video Brincato because you can't be sober for those movies. It would
Okay,
just make you
that's
have an
fair.
existential crisis. The rest of the time, I'm all right. It was only Video Brincato and Norm of the North and maybe Angry Birds.
And maybe every other one we did.
I forgot
That's like 3 out of 10.
6. That's a
not enough to
50%.
count.
What about the Emoji Movie?
Oh my God, are you gonna watch
dude,
the emoji movie?
Oh. So I've been lobbying hard for the Emoji Movie. Emily refuses to watch it.
Well, we'll
I
lobby
saw it
with
in
you.
theaters.
Oh my God, what's wrong with you?
Why would you do that?
It was great. I loved it. It was
God.
so bad.
Well, all four of us have your back, so
And it's
Yeah.
now going to be on the internet. So
watch the emoji
I don't know why you're
I don't know
pointing
why
at
I'm pointing at that. That one's the right one.
You're pointing at Mel and not the internet.
pointing at the internet.
Same thing.
Mel is there, internet is there.
Sorry, internet. I'm pointing at you now.
We want you to watch the Emoji Movie.
We fully endorse. No.
No, we don't endorse
No,
it.
we don't.
Not endorse. Do not bring those words onto this podcast, Ryan.
My favorite character is the poop emoji.
Either you watch the Emoji Movie or you just watch all of the cutscenes from Sonic Adventure.
Wow. That's cruel and unusual. You can't even hear those because it's just Tails screaming over a jet engine.
Whoa!
Oh man.
Gamma has the best lines because his mouth doesn't move. Because he doesn't have a mouth.
Technically, he's always in sync with his voice lines.
No, which one was the one with where Sonic gets in an uncomfortable relationship with a human?
06.
Sonic
that's
06.
Okay,
06.
so that's the one where you need to watch all the cutscenes.
Sonic the sex hog.
Dude,
The opening cutscene to that game looks like it's for a Final Fantasy game.
yeah,
It's
absolutely,
beautiful
yeah.
and well done.
Yep.
And then Sonic runs through it and
It
ruins
reminds me of Final Fantasy IX. Like it's that same kind of like, Final Fantasy IX feel. Like she's practically Garnet.
yeah. The worst thing
Yeah.
She's
is
not Garnet. Steven Universe has nothing to do with Sonic.
I can't remember if it's in the same cutscene, but don't they kiss in that?
They do.
And then
I don't think it's in the same.
And then she
cutscene.
breaks the fourth wall and stares directly into the camera in the middle of a grass field.
Well, they kiss because that has to release the Iblis trigger, which is Sonic, so that way Iblis can come and destroy the entire kingdom in order to cause the future that creates Silver the Hedgehog and Blaze the Cat, who's technically a queen from another dimension of BBS
I'm
games.
going to kill myself.
Stop laughing at Blaze. She's a great character in
Why did
Sonic
you-
Rush.
How you know too much about this game, and I'm sorry for
You
your
know,
soul.
Well, are you
I'm
a
very-
DeviantArt furry?
I'm very.
Be
What
honest.
I did in high school is none of your business. Thank you.
Oh yeah. I was that kid that logged onto the Archie Comics website and printed out the comic art covers that you could color.
Listeners, your official homework is to Google Mel the Hedgehog.
It's Mel the Echidna. Thank you very much.
Wait, Mel's got 6 dicks?
I don't know.
I think it's 4.
Yes.
I'm not judging.
All
Is it
I'm not
4?
judging either way.
It's 4, okay. So, I mean, but they take some creative license in comics. Make it 6.
My echidna persona has 12 dicks.
My kid only has 11 because he lost one in the war.
I want to make it real clear that we all do understand that furry fandom is not a strictly sexual thing, and that furries are we're not meaning to rail against furries in any way. Well, Dan might be.
I have no comment.
Wait, roll the dice. I think this is a fandom.
No, I legit,
This is a thing that people do.
legit. I hate that people automatically jump to sex stuff when they talk about furry stuff, because I know plenty of furries that are like, it's not a sexual thing for them. It's just something that they enjoy doing.
See, I have the opposite experience. All the furries that I've met have been closet furries over the course of like my time on the internet. And when they reveal that they're furries, it's always revealed via porn. I mean, it's immediate. It's immediately goes straight to porn. Goes straight to porn every time.
The majority
of-
of the folks that I've encountered on the internet were more in that category, but I also understand that it's not.
Yeah,
exclusive.
no, I understand that as well. Like,
They did have a CSI episode about furries.
Oh, that
though.
was so
Yeah.
bad.
you
Yeah.
can enjoy dressing up as a rainbow wolf without getting your rocks off to it. You can. I just think that a lot of people do get their rocks off to it.
No, there are definitely a subsect of that group, just like there's a subsect of fucking weebs that
yeah,
only
absolutely.
watch hentai.
And
And
what am I fighting for?
but in my experience, because I worked booking shows at cons for years and years and years, I have a lot more exposure to casual furries as opposed to
Fucking casuals.
Well, I don't mean that kind of casual
Yeah, I
furry,
know,
but
I know.
Making jokes is fun, but the official statement I'll make is that like there's reasonable people in every fandom except for like Nazis and pedophiles.
Correct.
Yeah.
I like that you
that's
just
a fandom.
referred to Nazis and pedophiles as fandoms.
It's really reductive.
Speaking of
I would like to think that
toxic
they've gone
fandoms.
past-
You would like to think what?
That's really reductive to the Nazis and pedophiles. I think that they'd assume that they're past the fandom way of life now.
Oh, they're
Yeah, onto the zealotry phase for sure.
I'm all for
Exactly.
being reductive towards fucking Nazis and pedophiles.
Yeah.
Though I will officially acknowledge that not all furries are specifically in it for the porn. When I make jokes, I'm probably going to talk about the fact that they're in it.
yeah.
And
Any furry joke that I make is specifically targeted toward exclusive porn-centric furries.
Absolutely.
My official stance circumstances, do what makes you happy as long as it's not hurting anybody else.
As long as
go
it's-
you.
as
I'm
long
gonna
as
make
it
fun of
doesn't
you
get
a
on
little
my
bit,
car.
but I'm not going to. Why do I keep pointing at you? Sorry, this is for you.
well, you're pointing at
I
the
see the
Star
light.
Wars
I see the little
Bendems.
light there, and it just can't.
Sorry.
Feel free to have sex with other people in their fursuits, but don't send me video of it.
Well, so the reason that I get a little defensive about it is because too many people who are not involved in nerdy fandoms only know the sexual element of it.
Yes.
And so much so to the point where a friend of mine who I know to be a very open-minded and very thoughtful person posted on Facebook not too long ago because she saw that there were some furries, like, you know, people in fursuits interacting with kids and stuff like that. And she goes, "This is just fucking sick. You watch the cum off your fursuit, like getting on her high horse." And I'm like, whoa.
That's
Dial
Snoopy,
that
and you're at
shit
Knott's Berry
back.
Farm. Chill out.
Because what you
Just at
don't
Disneyland, that's
understand
goofy.
is that this is not a strictly sexual thing.
Right.
And so because it is so widely misunderstood on a base level in society, I think it's important to identify, you know, yes, we understand this and we're making fun of this little element of it and not the fandom as a whole.
Sure. Yeah.
And now the mocking continues.
Back to our regular
Where were we in the
scheduled
Sonic
programming.
Yes.
Well, I
Sonic.
was. I am a recovering Sonic fan.
And
Hi, Brooks.
you had one brief moment with Sonic Mania.
I
and
know. I
now
was just like, oh man, it's back.
it's all downhill.
It's back,
again.
and then nope. They learned
What? You
nothing.
You didn't like Sonic Forces? You got to wear a hat and make your own character.
Brooks, a hat.
I'm going to defer to the last 5 minutes of talking about furries and the DeviantArt thing for my commentary on Sonic.
It's all been said already.
I haven't actually played it, but your arch rival, the one that keeps trying to make you occasionally cry, has played it, and he did enjoy it.
Ouch.
He
That
goes
game-
by Doc
That
Eggman
actually
in
might make
the,
Dan cry.
Discord.
Goes to who?
Goes by Doc Eggman in the Discord.
Of course he
He
does.
has been
Of
my
course somebody with the
Not
name Doc
Robotnik.
Eggman enjoyed Sonic Forces.
he has been my friend since I think we were in like the 6th or 7th grade, and it all started because this friend of mine had a crush on him, and she's like, "Hey, he likes video games. You should go talk to him for me." And that whole like
And then you became friends and they never dated.
yeah, exactly. And it was like, all right, fucking what that whole like vetting process. Like, all right, what do you play? Oh, I like Sonic. It's like, oh yeah, well I like Sonic too. What's your favorite game? And then we became best friends.
Did you make those exact body movements the entire time? Just kind of awkwardly.
I think they were more exaggerated.
Did you do like a mating dance? Like
No, I was just
I
like,
personally hate the Game Flex
We were
vetting
kids.
process.
we were
oh,
kids.
come on! When you're kids, that's exactly
Okay,
what you
no,
do.
when you're kids for sure.
Yeah, I don't do that
but
anymore,
like this happened
except
to
for
me.
Dan.
This has happened to me fairly recently.
Oh.
You know, like and when I say fairly recently, I mean like within the past 10 years. Someone was like,
It's very recent.
"Hey, and it was by way of the girl who he was dating. I was friends with her." And he was trying to find out how cool I was or like how nerdy I was. And he's like, "Oh, do you play Rogue?" And I'm like,
What's
What?
what's like the nerdiest game that you can play like currently?
Shit, that's a tough
Doki
one.
I don't know, a mud?
Ooh.
No, not Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh no.
I love
A
that
mud?
game.
Muds.
Yeah.
Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah.
Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah,
it's
Dwarf
Dwarf
No,
Fortress.
it has graphics now. It has graphics
Well, it
now.
has,
It's too good.
but there's ASCII graphics.
Yeah,
for,
and the people who play ASCII Dwarf Fortress and have been sitting in their cave playing it for the last 15 years are going to spurn the version with graphics. I prefer my dwarves to be green text D's on my screen, and I will have no substitutions.
no,
We should all play a game of Grab ASCII.
it's people. Oh God. It's people who still find Telnet BBSs to dial into in order to play the door games. So like Legend of the Red Dragon and shit like that.
That's for sure.
I may or may not have started up a Telnet BBS just so I could play Legend of the
Everybody
Red Dragon.
point and call Ryan a nerd.
That was well done. I actually really enjoyed that.
I bet you would.
Let's do it again for posterity. 1, 2, 3.
Nerd.
rehired.
Hey! Excellent. I'm sorry, Ryan, but you must construct additional pylons to end this conversation.
I am under.
Something need doing? Need more work. Need more whorehouses.
So back to topical news things.
We
How
could really
long, I
not talked
wonder?
about anything
Yeah.
so far.
For how long?
I'm trying to what else happened this week besides that really terrible
James Gunn has come back for Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Okay.
Disney so there's two James Gunn news things. One
Suicide
is Disney rehired him for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and two, that Suicide Squad is going to be a full reboot.
Yep.
So Idris Elba is going to be playing Deadshot in place of Will Smith.
He should be playing
When
James
they say
Bond.
it's still going to be the same, or it should still be the same universe, because what's her name? It's not like a full 100% reboot. It's the same, like there are still some of the actors coming back, like
Margot Robbie and
Margot
shit like
Robbie's
that, yeah,
still going to be Harley Quinn. They're being.
Are they bringing back Jared Leto?
I fucking hope not.
I don't know.
That was the
Oh, no.
worst Joker
I don't
on
want.
record.
I don't like SoundCloud.
No, Juggalo Joker's great.
I don't like SoundCloud rapper Joker. I'm sorry.
See, okay, here's the thing with the
Lil,
Joker.
Lil J or whatever he is.
Oh God! And I'm sure the last thing that they want is for him to send all of his castmates like used condoms again.
Oh, and dead rats and shit.
Yeah, and like a full pig.
Gross.
Yeah, will you hand me a sour, please?
I'm excited about Idris Elba being a part of it because
I am very excited.
I love him as an actor. I hated the Dark Tower movie, but because
well, that doesn't speak to
yeah,
Idris Elba
but
as an actor.
but he played Roland very well. That's
Dark Tower's failure is not Idris Elba's fault.
Or Matthew
It's a curse.
McConaughey's, to be
It's a
honest. I
curse.
thought
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey was pretty solid,
He
too.
played a good walking dude.
He did.
He played a good walking dude.
The problem is the same problem that all fantasy movies that completely flopped is that they're like, oh, we can fit multiple books in one movie.
Honestly, it should Amazon should just buy the rights for it and just make it a miniseries. Because that's what it should
No,
be.
yeah, that's what it should be.
They
Absolutely.
very much should.
I know there was talk of a Wizard and Glass miniseries, which is Wizard and Glass has a lot of like flashbacks to Roland's like coming of age story kind of stuff.
Sure.
I don't know why I hijacked
Yeah,
this for the Dark Tower.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, James Gunn.
So I'm
Disney is the company with the golden gun.
I do want to say, I mean, I disagree with all the tweets that James Gunn did, but like I think that we also have to look at
What the fuck do you expect when
10
you hire
years-
a trauma edgelord?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, it's been so long, and
Trauma.
I don't
Also,
know, like,
Tromeo and Juliet is a work of goddamn art.
Yep.
I like the Toxic Avenger.
Well, sure.
But I feel like context is the important part
Yes.
of all of this. And,
Yeah.
and it's nice that Disney was able to step off and kind of
Yeah, step off.
step out.
When you take comments out of context, especially comments that old or tweets that old out of context of what that person was doing at that time, it's and then condemn them for it.
People love to
Te-
do that.
It's so fucking dumb.
Text
It's really
without
stupid.
without context is pretext.
I hate you.
Sure.
Brooks!
Mel, you had a hot take on this, didn't you?
Oh, my hot take theory is that his brother, Sean Gunn, is the reason he got rehired. Sean Gunn famously played Kirk on Gilmore Girls and then has done nothing else of note, which is so disappointing. I loved him on Gilmore Girls and just assumed he had a wide and varied career that I hadn't seen.
Well, every other bit of his career has been in James Gunn films.
I didn't realize that. I had always just assumed he was going around playing real funny characters on other shows that I hadn't seen. Hurts my feelings to know that he's only Kirk.
Yeah, he was.
Hashtag not my
I
captain.
saw. I can't even remember the name of the movie. I saw a James Gunn film where, it takes place in an office, and then the office goes on lockdown, and they
Belko
have
Experiment?
to kill each other. Yes, and Sean Gunn is in that as well.
I haven't seen that one yet. It is on the docket.
It's fun. I liked it. Also, Dr. Cox is in it. The guy, whatever the fuck his name is.
The guy that likes Michael Bolton. He celebrates
gonna-
his entire career.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Why doesn't he change his name?
I'm going to call him Perry.
Yeah, I don't know what his name is.
His name is John C. McGinley.
Ah,
I always confuse him with John C. Reilly because they're both John C's.
Is his name really John C. McKinley?
It is. Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Why did I not know that?
Learning and growing.
The more you know.
If I was sitting right there, you could just shop a shitty rainbow in.
I'm honestly kind of surprised to see Disney back down on their
Me
decision.
too.
Well, it's a do we want this to succeed and continue to make a bunch of money, kind of thing. I that was the take that I got from the headline when I saw it. I was like, is Disney actually cool with this, or are they just worried that Guardians 3, they want to keep that momentum going?
I mean,
part of me
they were
Captain
already
Marvel
going to be
being so
using
good.
his script anyway.
Oh, okay.
That part of the story kind of makes me wonder if the whole firing him was more of a publicity stunt than anything else.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like, honestly, the way this whole thing went down kind of feels to me like this was the end game the entire time, because they did not have anyone else come in to there was not another director that was tabbed. You'd think that they would have found a replacement pretty quickly.
They should have
Fuck,
got
man, the
Roland
Russo
Emmerich.
brothers would have taken
Yeah,
it.
Taika Waititi was rumored to be in the running for it.
Yeah.
and-
He's got stuff to do with what we do. in the
He's
shadows.
he's doing a new series too. I can't remember what it is. Taika Waititi is taking over.
He's my favorite.
He's doing a
love him so
series.
I love that movie.
Also,
he did,
I'm loving Google's doodle this today. That's fucking cool looking.
He's doing a new series of a loved project. Oh yes, Time Bandits.
Oh yeah,
He's doing it.
really?
Taika Waititi is taking the helm of Time Bandits TV series.
Yes!
Yeah.
That's
I
exciting.
am super
I am
stoked for that.
super fucking stoked for this.
Yeah.
Hell yes. I love Time Bandits. Okay.
Yeah,
okay, I'm on
also,
board.
If you guys have not seen The Hunt for the Wilder People, you should get
I
on
started watching it, but I have not finished
It
it.
is, you got to.
It's got Flame Fist in it.
super good. Who?
Or Fire Fist, or whatever the fuck his name is. From Deadpool 2.
Haven't watched it yet.
The kid in...
Oh, yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. I know. I will watch it this week because
Deadpool 2?
I've been putting it off because it's got my favorite superhero of all time in it. This is his first time being on screen. I've been afraid that they're going to make it not what I want, and I'm just going to have to accept the fact that Cable might not ever be what I actually want it to be.
Cable's pretty. I'm not gonna give you expectations. I'll let you see it.
I know.
I'll let you see it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
For what it's worth, I did really.
So,
enjoy
like,
it.
God bless
I've already told you that it's probably not the cable you want, but it is a good cable.
Well, the fun thing about Cable is that it
not
could
the
not be
Cable
the Cable that I want, but I could accept it because Cable comes. Cable's a time traveler, so it could just be a different.
It's not the
version.
cable that you want. It's the cable that you need right now.
I was wondering who was gonna do it, and I was waiting.
Yeah.
Oh come on! You know it's me.
Hey,
Brooks might have done it.
I guess Brooks
Let's
did.
all point fingers at Tyler here and
Nerd.
wait. Nerd.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you. I feed on this.
So by the time this episode will have come out, the first animated opinions episode on the Topless Robot Podcast Network will have already come out yesterday. So
time travel.
yes. So from
the past to the future, we are here in the nexus of
we're all
time.
drinking except for Brooks, and Brooks is wearing a kilt because
can you hand me a beer?
Today is St.
it's a
Patrick's
Guinness.
Day. When we're recording
Guinness
this, is
or
St.
Guinness,
Patrick's Day.
Yes. Happy St.
I'll take-
Patrick's Day.
I'll take
everybody.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully everyone had a good St. Patrick's
I'll take
Day.
that one.
But
I got it.
As we record all of our episodes
I
one
want
week
to
in
open up my
advance,
vape.
You didn't get to.
as we record all of our episodes 1 week in advance, and Animated Opinions episodes go out on Sundays and we go out on Mondays, the first episode of Animated Opinions that will be out on the Topless Robot Podcast Network will actually be the day before this episode comes out.
Okay.
Oh,
This is my first time drinking
Priority
on the show, I think.
placement.
Is this my first time
I'm
drinking
very important.
on the show? Oh well, this is an event.
Oh,
It'll-
this is the first beer that you've had on top of. Well,
on the show. Yeah.
I think
No,
so.
you had a crowler of something at some point, of some sort of
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
BRI beer, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Also,
it was
we-
pastry. It was that.
Oh yeah,
pastry
yeah,
stuff,
yeah. Also, we drank whiskey on the podcast.
Oh,
Yes.
well, we
That
we
was
all
for
had
the
a
Christmas or New Year's?
New Year's.
toast.
Yes.
So Mel, what is yesterday's episode?
So we will be releasing monster trucks, in which we cover a monster living in a truck and doing all those fun kid and his pet things.
Oh fuck! Oh no, not that one.
Ooh,
You guys
that
gonna
looked awful.
You guys gonna do Pete's Dragon next?
Honestly, that's not a bad choice.
I remember enjoying Monster Trucks for what it was, but I also don't
film?
remember any of the specifics of the movie.
Monster Trucks was a film.
And one of my voiceover clients is the guy who did. I don't know what he did on that. I think he did animatics or he did.
Is he the truck
storyboarding
monster
something.
or the monster truck? Thank you for
But
coming.
this guy who worked on that movie is a longtime client of mine who does the whole hand doing the whiteboard art thing with
called drawing.
voiceover stuff. Right, but when it's part of the animation, kind of like the RSA stuff.
A doodle bear.
Yes, a doodle bear, exactly. That is the industry term for whiteboard sketching.
A group of people doing being doodle bears is a doodle coven.
Oh, I thought it was a doodle murder.
Grow up, Tyler.
Stop being a child.
Never.
So that episode of Animated Opinions will be our bonus episode after this episode. It'll release on Thursday on this feed to let our listeners know about Animated Opinions. So
I believe the term that I'm looking for is hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So everyone, welcome Mel and Emily in spirit to the Topless Robot Podcast Network. We are a group of fucking
dorks.
huge nerds who have no idea what we're doing.
I feel like the ceremonial harmonization should come in right now. It's just welcome.
You guys put me on.
Beautiful.
Do not put me on the high end ever again.
The only reason
the one starting that.
Oh my God, Brooks. I'm cutting your mic.
That's impressive.
Seriously?
I'm sorry that I
I'm
started
sitting
that.
down.
No, the only reason that subscribe bumper that we did worked is because he started it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have a low end voice. Thank you, Tyler.
Low end meaning
what I do is I
trash.
try to get you out of your comfort zone and put you on top. I was trying to put you on
It doesn't work though. My voice doesn't go that high.
He's not a top, he's a power bottom.
top.
Pow, pow,
That's
power
not
bottom.
true.
I know, for the joke.
For the laugh.
But it's not true.
Oh man.
I want to give a shout out to Brooks for pointing at me to go third instead of fourth, because I absolutely would not have been able to pull off the highest note in the register. Thank you, Brooks.
You're welcome. I was looking out for you, homie.
That's that Megan
everyone
Brooks
needs-
camaraderie.
Everyone needs a friend like Brooks to make sure that they take the top and you get the bottom.
You know, I like sleeping high. I want the top bunk.
So what games has everyone been playing?
This week, I have been playing Streets of Rage 2 on the 3DS. I've also been futzing around with some of the titles on. So I got the 3D Sega Classics cart for the 3DS that has a bunch of like old stuff. Like there's like a Master System game called Maze Runner.
Oh, sure.
I'm sorry, Maze Walker. Not Runner.
Whoa, slow it down there. We don't want to be
I don't want to
getting through these
endorse-
mazes too quickly.
I don't want to endorse Maze Runner because it's a terrible concept. All young adult dystopian fiction is trash. That's my rant for the moment.
Okay.
And I've been watching Zeke just try to hate fuck his way through Far Cry 2 this week.
Oh wow.
He's trying
tough.
to hate fuck.
The
his way.
early
I mean,
Far
I feel
Cry
like
games were not good.
Yeah, I think the first
Far
Far
Cry
Cry
3
game that I beat was Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
Far Cry 3 was pretty
Far
solid.
Cry 3 really came into its own style like fairly recently.
My first one is Blood Dragon. Actually,
Blood Dragon was
Blood
fucking
Dragon's
great.
cool. Of course you like Blood Dragon. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you not know who I am?
Of course.
What about you, Tyler? You been playing anything?
I've been playing. Wow, what happened to my voice there? That was
I don't.
weird.
I've been playing.
Aw, puberty.
Finally, Tyler. Finally.
Damn it, everyone I meet.
You know, Tyler.
Mel, you fit right in.
Injustice 2, as I was saying earlier.
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
the pre-podcast, got the Ultimate Edition. It's got Hellboy, and you get to play Donatello as well.
I saw that they added Donatello to that.
And Donatello's specials.
Ooh.
You get
Donatello is
to use
my
all
favorite
of,
street shark.
You get out. You can leave. You get out. You can look at, gaze upon my Ninja Turtles and see that I will
And
put up with
Trimmer.
no such nonsense.
But
Citizens say Donatello is my favorite battle toad. That would be Zitz.
but no, playing Donatello is a fucking joy. It's what I've wanted for like a modern Ninja Turtles. Like you get to your specials are just bringing in the other turtles to fight. Like,
That's cool.
His ultimate, it's fucking great. At the end, like when he wins, it's a different turtle doing a different victory. Like they have Mikey come in with pizza and shit, and it's fucking fantastic. But yeah, you play I was playing Hellboy, and that's awesome, and just it's a lot of fun. I love the interactions that the fighters have, even ones that you don't really expect to have interactions, like in the pre-fight thing.
Oh, sure,
Like,
sure.
They have some good repartee, and the story is really good. It's not as good as the first one. The first one I think had one of the best fighting
I
stories
don't
of
play
all time.
fighting games for the story.
I do sometimes, actually.
I don't play fighting games for the story. But when there's a good story,
Injustice is actually a
makes
pretty
it
solid
awesome.
exception to that.
Is
rule.
it really?
yes.
It's better than Street Fighter versus
It's super
X-Men
hammy.
story.
It's like a fanfic mashup of all of your favorite DC characters beating the shit out of each other, but it's pretty cool.
The first one's about if Superman
Friendship.
goes bad. Like basically, the Joker kills Lois Lane, and Superman kills the Joker,
Huh.
and then becomes a fucking ruthless dictator.
Well, Batman's already got a plan for that.
Yeah, and that's
and
the point.
and it
That's
works.
It's the
Oh, really?
He
that's the
imprisons
split.
Superman, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's the plot of number 2.
No shit. I was gonna say because they did it. There's an entire Justice League arc of Batman has a plan for detaining any member of the
Anybody.
Justice League if they ever go rogue.
and
including
that's the-
himself.
Yep.
And that's the plot of the first and the second. Really, like it's kind of a continuation. But yeah, the first is it's if Superman goes crazy and then takes over the world and is like basically like I can't trust humans to be good people, so I'm gonna make everything like my law is justice.
Kind of like in Red Son.
Half of the DC heroes join him, and the other half join Batman, and it's the like fight to like get the world out from underneath the thumb of this Superman who's literally murdering people.
It's DC Civil War.
From Superman
It
to
is DC
Ubermensch, it's a
Civil War.
wild,
But
wild ride.
it's so good and it's well done. The cutscenes are fantastic and the writing is just really good. It's a really good comic book story. It's a lot of fun. I think you'd actually really love it. And I know you were saying that you don't like the Mortal Kombat fighting system, but with I feel like with Injustice, it's a little bit more varied because you have the superpower attacks and everything.
I
that make it
disagree,
a little bit more fun.
but also I still enjoyed playing the Injustice series just for the story. I just don't enjoy it competitively.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, Tyler.
That's really weird to hear people playing a fighting game for the story.
That's because they actually put effort into the story for once.
Exactly.
That's really neat.
I was into.
I would not. Have
Unlike in
expected
games
that, at all.
fighting games that I do enjoy playing very competitively, like Guilty Gear, where the quote unquote story mode is literally like an anime visual novel, and I skipped right the fuck over that because I don't care.
Yeah.
I happen to like anime, so.
Yeah, sure, but
Anime.
for how few anime I actually enjoy, I really don't like visual novels at all.
You know,
I don't mind them.
if you like Fruits Basket, I'm pretty sure that you'll love Injustice 2.
How about you, Dan? What have you been playing?
I'm still been laying really heavily into Warframe,
Neo.
and I am pleasantly surprised. I'm a little behind the curve on actually catching up on the story quests they put in. Warframe has, since its inception, just been like you farm resources to build more weapons and more Warframes and take on bigger and better challenges, But now that it's become so massively successful, they have actually started releasing story quests that confirm a lot of suspicions that people had about the game.
Like that it's good and or multiplayer.
Yeah, all of those things
These
are
are
true.
suspicions that I had about this game.
And the writing is actually very well done. I was surprised. It makes sense with how few story quests there are that the ones that exist are awesome. But there's one you do that, for how action-packed the game is, it actually has a horror theme where you're walking through dark and derelict spaceships in search of this spirit who's part of who's like the head of an assassin cult. And these assassins are going insane because it's the spirit of a child who's trapped out somewhere in the void, who's just being poisoned by everything around him. And he has this thing in his head called the man in the wall. That's just the only friend he found when he was trapped out in space alone. And it's slowly been corrupting him over the course of hundreds of years. And you deal with all this. It's so awesome. You actually have like blood on the walls and writing and jump scares and dumb shit like that.
It's another one of those things that I would not expect. You know, like I don't expect a rich story out of a fighting game. I don't expect a rich story out of a free game either.
And guess what? One of the best parts about that quest is this, because he's one of the same things you are. You're something called a Tenno, which is essentially a child who can actually channel the void and take over these things called warframes. You're a child who is like one with a warframe, and you can pilot them around. And you are one who was safe the whole time. You weren't out in the void being poisoned. You were actually brought in the right direction to do this. And you find out that this child who got lost out in the void is autistic. And a big, like, hard point of the quest is actually going back into his memories and cutscenes where his mother is, like, coaching him through his autism and trying to help him come to terms with his emotions.
Huh.
They actually did a wonderful job with it.
This sounds fucking cool.
It was
nuts, man. This
bar
is a
none
free
the
fucking
best
game.
Yeah, bar none the best representation of autism I've ever seen in a video game.
Really?
Bar none.
Huh.
Damn.
Because
Okay, I might
he's
have just
like
been sold on this
he's like a
game.
tragic hero in the whole quest, even though like he's causing all these problems. It's because he can't control it anymore, and you actually have to find his warframe, which is chained up to a tree in the cult's headquarters because it's going insane like he is, and you have to put it down and destroy his spirit, and you take on the man in the wall as a parasite after he dies.
Holy shit.
And the man in the wall shows
Wow.
up on your ship and talks to you at random, and you can't control it. He'll just show up and he'll just say creepy things to you.
Dude, that's fucking
sounds
insane.
Warframe is so
God.
fucking cool.
This sounds fucking incredible.
Yeah, this is I can get this on what, Steam, right?
On everything.
The caution here is that it's a very slow burn. It's a high investment game. The only reason I was able to get through the quest as quickly as I did is because I've been playing it since just out of beta, and my account is overpowered. So I could just do all the story quests back to back. Before you get to that point, if you're new to Warframe, it's going to take you several weeks to build all that stuff.
yeah, because I mean, the first...
Unless you want to invest money in it. If you invest money, you can. Yeah.
Do I look like the kind of person that invests money into things?
I am
Yes.
actually proud to admit that I have spent several $100s over the years on Warframe. I love the game so much that I don't care that I'm like shooting a bunch of money at it to support
the
seeing a lot more
initial
of it
feel that I got out of it, because so I started playing it when it came out on the Switch, and the initial feel that I got out of it wasn't anything super gripping or special. It was just like Cyber Ninja. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's because you're just starting the game. You can't really do much of anything yet.
It's like the first,
the game
first season
the game
of
is
any
also
show.
notorious for being very very unfriendly towards beginners. I never had to experience.
I love being slapped in the face by a game and says, you know, that pretty much tells me to go fuck myself because I'm new. I love that.
I mean, it
Because
has
then I turn it off and I'm like, who's beginning now, game?
it has the best movement system in any video game I've ever played. It's
Oh, you
the
can go
most
forwards
robust.
and backwards?
Well, it has a full movement system where every single surface can be used to
rad.
to bounce off of, climb. You can do bullet
sounds
jumps and extra stuff like
awesome.
that. The movement system is impeccable. It's perfect. But like I said, the problem is it just doesn't give you very good direction when you first start. That's actually something on the roadmap for this year that they're planning on overhauling, is the introduction to the game, so people
cool.
can actually
Okay.
get into it a little easier.
I'll start playing it in a year.
There you go. I can't recommend it enough. It's one of the only games I've played consistently for as long as I have.
So you cannot complain about Warframe. I mean, beyond.
I can actually. I can.
Dan's like,
However,
I'll throw it out there very quickly. They have something called Arcwing that is essentially a space outfit that you wear to fly around space and shoot things and do space missions. Cool in concept.
Oh, is it like the gummy ship thing?
No, actually, it's very close to being good, but the movement system is terrible for a game whose on-foot movement system is so robust. It's a stark downgrade. It's bad.
Okay.
But they're also planning on reworking that this year, so
That's good to know. Mel, have you been playing anything this week? Are you?
So I finally got Slime Rancher because it was free on the Epic Game Store this week, and I wanted to give it a shot. It's very calming. I like the fact that it's basically an idle game, but you still have to walk around and cover stuff up and then shoot it into other parts of the game in order for it to recognize that you made money.
Ah.
yeah, it's been a long time since I played Slime Rancher, but I saw that it crept up on Epic Games free, nonsense as Epic Games is trying to steal all of Steam's customers.
Yeah.
I love it when companies vie for my attention.
yeah,
makes you feel
Monopoly
like the
isn't
belle of the
good.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the Epic Game Store only tried to install Fortnite for me 3 separate times. So
That is a
Are
problem.
you sure you don't want to play this game?
do you get the same problem that I get a lot of spam friend requests on Epic Games platform.
Really? I don't get anything.
Like
No, me either.
So I installed Epic's installer only to play Shadow Complex back when they did the revamp of Shadow Complex, and then never signed in. I signed in when they're like, "Oh, we're doing a free game every month, and you can only get the latest Supergiant Games game Hades on Epic."
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I signed in. I mean, that was probably a month or two ago. And I had like 300 or 400 friend requests. They were all bunk friend requests. And now every once in a while, like if it's running, I'll get a friend request notification and it's all bullshit friend requests.
I mean, I would say maybe you're just popular, but that can't be the case.
Certainly
if
not.
if I sent you a friend request, would you think it was spam?
Probably.
Okay, cool.
Because no one, like it's not linked to anything. No one would be able to find me.
No one would actually want to be friends with Ryan.
No.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Have you seen him? Have you been in the same room with him?
I'm just going to
You
start
certainly
randomly
have.
sending
Yes,
you
I
cans of
have.
spam in the mail. Because number one, spam is delicious, and number two, I will
Gross.
do most things for a joke. So
And number 3, you're Hawaiian. Well, you lived in Hawaii.
my brother is technically Hawaiian, but yes.
And I hear spam is very popular there.
It is in the place where I live.
Spam in the place where you live.
Anytime.
I got you.
Yeah.
I do not regret to inform you that we've reached the end of the podcast. Blast! As always, we are brought to you by Ripped Apparel and Humble Bundle. You can go to toplessrobot.com/RIPT for some super sweet duds, or you can go to toplessrobot.com/humble and do what is the smart thing to fucking do and spend $12 a month on the Humble Monthly Bundle because it is super goddamn worth it.
Yeah, Dan.
He strung those 2 advertisements together, so I missed out on my chance, but
Get rid.
Does anyone have any rants and or raves this week?
I would say that I do, but my rave was already about Warframe. I could rave about it more, but I'm going to spare you.
Please do not.
I've got a mini rave.
Okay.
Well, it's not as much of a rave as much of a I'm intrigued. The new Aladdin live action trailer came out.
It actually looks pretty good.
I gotta give it to. So I was very skeptical on Will Smith being cast as Genie. Very skeptical.
Skeptical.
Very skeptical. And like as everyone was though. I mean, like you don't think Will Smith when you think the Genie, but this is the first time that I was just like, okay, this could work. It's actually pretty awesome, and I get the reasoning behind it now because you're never gonna replicate Robin Williams.
No,
you can't. So you have to go the opposite direction, which I mean, or not the opposite direction, but a different direction. And Will Smith is honestly. It fits the humor. He fits the humor, and it was.
He
pretty,
is the Fresh Prince.
He is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But
I watch it every Saturday on BET.
But yeah, it looks actually pretty solid. Like Jafar still looks like crap, but everything else in that trailer, I was like, okay, like they did the whole new world, and it was actually pretty solid, and the everything kind of seems to be coming together in that trailer. So I am less disappointed in what Disney seems to be doing with one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. So. Yep, that's my little mini rant.
They recently said who was going to be Iago, and I can't remember.
Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk, that's right.
Who is perfect?
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that.
Perfect in every way!
So excited for that. But yeah, looks pretty solid. The new trailer looks pretty good.
Yeah, I will say I was surprised by how, like, once we got past Will Smith and Blueface,
Mr. Popo.
I kind of like that they're gonna have him be more human genie than blue genie the entire time, which I think that'll actually be kind of cool.
I think that translates better to being real life kind of thing.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the djinn as a human kind of thing is a trope. And
djinns are bad, and fighting a djinn in D&D sucks.
It does. It really does.
Sucks.
Any other rants and or raves?
I don't think I have anything this week.
How about you, Mel?
If I can do a short rave, I very recently got into Keyforge, which is a competitive card game that is developed by the former lead designer of Magic the Gathering.
Huh.
But the thing about Keyforge is that you buy a pack. You buy a whole pack at once, and every pack is 100% unique. And they're all on a power scale that's only like the worst one versus the best one isn't like you're going to get super hardcore stomped. You might lose faster because the deck is more aggro, or the deck has some trump card that you just can't fucking deal with your garbage deck.
I hear those.
It's
trump
great
cards are
though.
huge.
Oh,
sorry.
Big yikes.
It was bad.
Yes, it was. Welcome
you
to
should
me.
be ashamed of that.
Where's
the game is pretty straightforward. It's much faster than Magic. There isn't as much resource gathering and time taken to waste. They're still summoning sickness. They're still bringing things out and waiting for them to be ready and tapping all your things, flooping the pig. But it works, and it's really great.
Most of those words I don't even know. But,
I had no idea.
I make fun. So one of my band members is very much into Magic the Gathering, and he's a lawyer, so he has money to be very, very good at it. And I make fun of him for
the
it
ultimate
all
pay
the
to
time.
win.
Yeah. I'm just like, have fun playing Magic on the camping trip when we're supposed to be getting drunk in the woods.
Well, Flooping the Pig is the perfect Adventure Time reference, because Adventure Time did a Magic the Gathering episode about Card Wars.
Oh yeah.
I Flooped the Pig. And
not finished. I have not finished it.
Get on that!
Sorry.
Craig of the Creek actually did a Magic the Gathering episode as well, except their version of the game is called Bring Out Your Beasts.
Ooh,
Bring out
I haven't seen
your
that one.
beasts.
Craig of the Creek, I guess I may as well do a rave. Craig of the Creek is fucking awesome. It's done by Ben Levin and Matt Burnett. Ben Levin from... I've been following Ben Levin for fucking ever. He was part of... he and Matt Burnett were For Tax Reasons back in the day, who did the I'm in your manger, killing your savior video. And Ben Levin most recently worked on Steven Universe.
Yes.
So Craig of the Creek is now him and Matt Burnett together again doing their own show for Cartoon Network. And it's a group of kids. It's my favorite type of animated thing, like animated show in the same vein as Recess, where it's kid lore.
Okay.
Where it's,
Kid lore is the best lore.
It's the whole world that they've created that has its own kind of mythos of the different clans and things like that within the kid world that all centers around the creek in the neighborhood. And they measure distances in the amount of backyards that it takes and things like that. And the three characters, the three nerdy LARPers in I'm in your manger, killing your savior are in Craig
No
the Creek
fucking way.
as elders of the creek.
That's
and
fantastic.
It's fucking
good.
great.
What platform can I watch this on?
I will. I got a review DVD. I will loan it to you.
Oh, tight. Yeah, I'm down.
Ooh.
Fancy.
It's only the first half of the first season because that's how Cartoon Network releases their DVDs, which is really dumb.
It was like in the old. I know you weren't a SpongeBob guy, but when I was a kid, we would get the SpongeBob like DVDs, and they'd just be like volumes.
Yeah,
and,
they're collections.
Yeah, which
instead
I
of
hate because
seasons.
it's not like in any like. I like the season order because you can watch the progression of a show like that. But I guess it just depends on how much continuity your show has.
Yeah.
Like if they did that with Samurai Jack, I'd be like, "What the fuck is happening?"
What's that?
I've been watching a bunch of Samurai Jack again this week because
Samurai Jack is amazing. That's why.
Yeah,
But yes. So Craig of the Creek, watch Craig of the Creek. It is absolutely outstanding. If you love those kind of recess type kid lore
Craig of the Creek.
kind of things, Craig of the Creek is
Craig of the
super up your alley. So yeah,
My dad would say Craig of the Crick, but
Craig of the Creek.
East North Carolina for you.
Small update, really quick before we finish. If you currently are a Spotify Premium,
oh yes,
you now get Hulu for free. So that is a thing.
you get
So
ad-supported Hulu for free.
yes.
Oh yes,
You don't have to pay for
Finally, an
Hulu.
incentive for me to stop archiving hard files.
Well, what sucks is I'm not a Spotify subscriber. I am an ad-free Hulu subscriber.
Okay.
I cannot become a Spotify subscriber and keep my ad-free Hulu account.
Is there a way
Make
to
a
is there a way
different
to
account for Spotify.
Well, no. The point is, like, the whole reason that I'd get a Spotify thing is to take advantage of this bundling thing.
Okay.
And the version of Hulu that comes with it is the ad-supported version, and fuck ads.
Sure.
I'm okay with
frick
it.
'em to
It's
heck?
nice to have the free Hulu.
Oh, yeah,
It's-
sure.
It's super nice. So yeah, if you don't mind ads and you have Spotify and you're already paying for it,
It's not
and
free.
you're also paying for Hulu, then hey, there you go.
The price you pay is your
Hashtag
time.
not sponsored.
Hashtag definitely not sponsored.
Hashtag
I'm just happy about it. 'Cause it was
Yeah.
just something that was like 2 days ago. All of a sudden, I was like, oh hey, I'm paying.
You know,
not
if
an extra
Hulu
$6
and or
a month.
Spotify wanted us to sponsor their content, and then I take my shirt off and I'm wearing a Hulu shirt and have Spotify logo tattooed on my chest.
T-Mobile pays for my Netflix account.
Really?
because you have
yeah.
you and Jasmine on the same account, right?
I don't
'Cause
think so.
It's the two. 'cause they
Is
don't-
it the two?
Yeah.
I'm
If you're
finding,
a single person, you get screwed a little bit on that.
Oh, well,
I've tried.
Well,
you know, I've found it in advertisements recently. Like, I think like Metro PC is like offering like a free Amazon Prime subscription.
wow.
Really?
To their if you like you have a contract with them or something like that.
Huh.
Or I don't know. I don't think I think their thing is not contracts, but when you get a phone for them, you're like, yeah, you get Amazon Prime, and I'm like, Amazon Prime is like, it's like $12 a month.
What losers are on Metro PCS?
Not me.
T-Mobile lets you have free MLB Network if you like that.
Yes, I too
Which
enjoy
I
watching
do.
people
Sports.
hashtag baseball butt. Hey.
okay, bye.
And we have no voicemails this week. If you
Surprise,
would like
surprise.
to call and leave us a voicemail, we'll play it on an episode of the podcast. Call 805-222-6287.
Take me down a peg.
Yeah,
Also,
you can
tell me
insult,
how fetching I look in my pleated skirt.
insult Dan, compliment Brooks, ignore Tyler, and inflate my ego.
And talk about
Don't
Ryan's
inflate
feet.
Ryan's ego. Do not do that. Don't.
Somebody call it and tell us how they like Ryan's feet.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
The offer's still out there,
they're
everybody.
pretty hairy.
Put him on a foot fetish website so he can never escape the truth.
What, that my feet are gorgeous?
Sure. Their feet.
Those are
Feet.
That number again is 805-222-6287. Thank you, everyone, for watching and or listening, and thank you, Mel, for being a guest this week.
Thanks, Mel.
We super look forward to releasing all of the Animated Opinions episodes. Super stoked for that. So.
I will patiently await the food fight episode.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for having me. I'm excited that we're going to be a part of a multi-podcast network.
Yay!
Yeah.
Multi-podcast network.
The MPN.
Mel, tell your
The
friends.
MPN Cinematic Universe.
Mel, tell your friends to start calling us in because we apparently can't get any of our friends to do that.
No. I can get my friends to call in, but I'm tired of my friends calling in.
All right. Yeah, thanks for stuff.
Bye bye.
See you next week.
Bye.
Luke, it says I'm locked out of my account again.
Yeah, let me tell you something, brother. You load the podcast with the rocket fuel, and you start the Mega Powers, and you hit that subscribe button. Ooh, I'm not gonna rip my shirt because it's the only one I have right now. Subscribe.